Video, we are going to look at yet a new and a great framework agent called a CrewAI. It seems to be a pretty new project, but still has some great potentials and new functionalities. So I had a chance to look at the key features and some examples. So in today's video, I'm going to take you through these key features and what makes it so unique from AutoGen. It is not really established as AutoGen, but has some great features and potential. It is really easy to install. All right, so the QAI is a multi-agent framework built on top of LangChain. So QAI is designed to enable AI agents to assume roles, share goals, and operate in a cohesive unit. So whether you are building a smart assistant platform, an automated customer service ensemble, or a multi-agent research team, QAI provides the backbone for sophisticated multi-agent interactions. All right, so in here is a link that is going to take you to their doc if you want to chat with their document. And before we get started, let me take you through the key features. All right, so it says that they have the role-based agent design. So you can customize agents with specific roles, goals, and tools. They have autonomous inter-agent delegation. That means that agents can autonomously delegate tasks and inquire amongst themselves, so enhancing the problem-solving efficiency. So they have the flexible task management. So you define tasks with customizable tools and assign them to agents. And they are processes driven. So they currently support the sequential task execution, but more complex processes like the consensual and the hierarchical being they are still working on that functionality. All right, so in here is the setup. That's the role play for the multi-agent framework. So in here there are several agents. So the agents have the ability to reach out to another to delegate work or ask questions. Okay, so these agents are like your dedicated team members, each with their role, background, story, and a memory goal. All right, so within there, there's interaction between the agents, and each of them have these roles, backstory, and they have their overall goal and the default tools that they are going to use to execute the task. All right, so in here is the processes. So the processes, they define how the agents will work together. So how tasks will be assigned to agents, how agents interact with each other, and how agents perform their tasks. So the process is a workflow or the strategy that the queue follows to complete the task. Right. And the task here is they are the small and the focused mission a given agent should accomplish. So each of these agents has a mission to accomplish for each of the tasks. So the task can override agents too with specific ones that should be used and also have specific agents that will tackle each of the tasks. Right. So the general setup is called a queue. So the queue where the agents, the task, and the process team meet. Right. So this is a container layer where the work happens. All right. So I'm going to walk you through some examples, and you can set that up using the local open source models used through integration with ollama. So they have this setup here. Okay, if you want to go with the local setup, okay, and they have the so this is how the Crew AI compares to AutoGen and the chat deb. So they are saying that while the AutoGen excels in creating conversational agent capable of working together, it lacks an inherent concept of process, So in AutoGen, orchestrating agents interactions requires additional programming, which can become complex and cumbersome as the scale of the task grows. And with the chat dev introduced the idea of processes into the realm of AI agent, but its implementation is quite rigid. So the customization in chat dev are limited and not geared towards production environment, so which can hinder scalability and flexibility in the real world application. So the main advantage of the Crew AIs is it's built with production in mind. It offers the flexibility of AutoGen's conversational agents and the structured process approach of the chat dev, but without the rigidity. All right, so the Crew AI's processes are designed to be dynamic and adaptable, fitting seamlessly into both development and production's workflow. All right, so here are some dependencies that you can use, and it's licensed under the MIT license. All right, so I'm going to walk you through a pretty quick example, and you can clone the repo. It's pretty straightforward installation. Okay, so what you really need is in my VS Code, these are the requirements that you can set up with. So you only need the Crew AI. So it's going to install all the dependencies. All right, so we'll walk you through some quick example that can be found in the repo. So we import the OS and the QAI. So these are the agents. These are the dedicated team members with each with their role, the background, story, and the goal, the memory. And these are the crew agents. These are the crew. And these are the processes. So we set up the environment, and you get in your Open API key, and we define the agent with each role. So you can see that this has a similar setup with AutoGen with some few changes. All right, so the researcher, we assign the agent and the role is researcher. So it's given the goal. So we discover new insight and the backstory. All right, so the backstory is you are a world-class researcher working on a major data science company. So the goal is to discover new insight, and the backstory is what you are giving the agent. And you have the option to choose verbal is true to track the conversation. And you can, if you want to um, assign or allow delegation, you can pass on to be true, and you can pass in your LLM with the setup of the temperature and the name model. So it uses the default with the GPT-4 as a default. All right, so the next agent is the writer and is given the role, the goal, creating engaging content, backstory. So we are saying that the backstory is you are a famous technical writer, specialized on writing data related to content. We assign the verbals to be true, allow delegation. If you want to allow delegation, that's you want tax to be passed on to a different agent, fine, then it's going to do that. You can choose to change these parameters. And here you have the option to create tags for your agents. So you can say tax one, tax two, and you pass in your tags and the description, investigate the latest AI trends, and the agent is go to the researcher. You pass on tags to different agents to assign. And the next one is write a blog post on AI advancement, and you pass that to the writer. So you can make this more complex by assigning different tasks and inputting different agent for different cases. So next one is you instantiate your crew with a sequential process. So one unique thing about the crew AI is the sequential process that they apply. right? So meaning one task will end before the next task um, starts. Okay, so in here we are passing the agent, the researcher, the writer. We are saying the task one, task two, verbals true, and this will and the queue variables more will let you know what tasks are being worked on. And we pass in the process, go to the process done sequential. All right, all right. So okay, all right. And now the results is equal to the queue dot kick off. All right. So I actually run this one. I'm going to walk you through the solution. So I do that by Python app.py, and this is how it works. So the researcher is working agent and starts the task. So investigate the latest AI trends, and it's giving us the breakdown how the chain is being executed. And these are the thoughts. Do I need to use a tool? Say yes. Action is use online research. And the action input is the latest AI trend. So do I need to use a tool? Say no. Final answer is to investigate the latest AI trend. I will start by reviewing recent publication in top AI and machine learning conferences, such as the Neo IPS. So, right. So, finally, I will participate in relevant online discussions and forums, such as those of on AI Stack Exchange, and to get insight from the other professional. All right. So, it finished executing the task and giving me the task output and say to investigate the latest. So it's giving me the tax output from the researcher. And now he's saying that, and now he's saying that it's moving on to the agent, to the next, so the writer. So starting task, write a blog post on the, so like I said, so this is the, okay, so this is to write a blog post on the AI advancement. So it's starting doing the next task. It's completed the first task and doing the next task. Right. So do I need to use a tool? We say no. So exploring the frontier, the latest advancement in artificial intelligence, and it's giving me the exact answers. So the artificial intelligence landscape is evolving at light speed. Right. And finally is writing out the output. So the task output. So exploring the frontier, the latest advancement in artificial intelligence is giving me the output on that. And that is it. All right. So you can make this more complex with different use cases. I'm going to do more videos on this, right? So feel free to use this and explore more on that. So one thing I noticed is that it is very simple to set up and the answers are structured. So as you can see here, and they have the setup, the sequential process where there is a step-by-step task. So where one agent completes a task and moves on to the next task, right? So they are saying that they are working on introducing more complex processes like the consensual and the hierarchical processes to unlock more potential uses or use cases. All right, so do well to explore on this agent framework and let me know your thoughts. I hope you like this video. To subscribe and share and see you in the next one.